And just staying with this question of relationships a little bit, if I may, what I've noticed over the last kind of 10 years, certainly in the UK market, is television has moved, or television drama specifically, has moved into a very high-end space. And it now kind of occupies this incredible middle ground, which I'm really excited about, between the kind of lower tariff, more theatre-inspired, dialogue-driven drama we used to see, and it's borrowing much more from film and visual storytelling, which is incredibly rich. So to that end, how important is the director in all of this? Because I think we would have had a conversation about TV drama 20 years ago, and the director wouldn't have been part of the conversation. Has that changed in your experience?
Well, if we talk about our business, of course, it's so these locals I mentioned. They also have to have strong stories and international storytelling, but they also have to look internationally. They have to this. We can sell it glossy, you can sell it international look, but it has to look the way that kind of audience in Scandinavia or audience in the UK or audience in France can identify themselves with this location. And in terms of when we talk about Eastern Europe, it's also, you know, very often an issue because, you know, this Soviet or like post-Soviet architecture looks quite sometimes like not the Western audience can't identify with it because they have some they had like their ideas and their interpretation of it. That's why the look of the show is very important. And then, of course, the director, but not only director, DOP and production designer, and the whole locations is all important. Locations, costumes. Music and so on and so on. So the production value of the show has to be also international, and of course the director as the head of all departments, as I say, is very important.
I do want to add that Beta specifically is funding a program for directors, from film directors that want to move into TV. You're doing that at Series Media.
Yeah.
So there's obviously we've seen that happen for a while. We've seen, you know, actors and writers and certainly directors that come from the cinema migrating over. There's always an interesting conversation to be had about what differs from feature storytelling to televised episodic storytelling. But I think the main thing is that there's a competition in television. You're spoiled for choice, so hence the production level needs to be great, and you're competing on any given time, you know, with White Lotus. If you're producing a show, if you're going to be on the same platform, or at least vying for people's time, even if you're not on the same platform. So, to your point, the production value, the storytelling has to elevate and be a little different. But it's not only that you're competing against, you know, numerous other titles. When you're doing a film and you're going to the cinema and you're paying for your ticket, hopefully, you know, you create a contract, right? You're in it for whatever the 2 hours that the story takes to unravel. With television, it's so easy to play next or to go in and to find another title if it doesn't grab you. That contract doesn't exist. So I think getting directors to understand the new medium and how, you know, that comes into play, and also realizing there's an endless choice almost. It feels like an endless choice out there for television.
Yeah. And there's been some interesting stats as Netflix have started to share some of their data. I think kind of 5 years ago they were saying that the audience will make a decision within the first 10 minutes. But now I'm hearing actually the data says you've got 4 minutes. And then people will make a decision. If you haven't put an interesting incident in the first 4 minutes, they're out.
I literally got a note like that on a show I'm working on. We started something I'm working on right now, and we started with a flashback, a little grainy, you know, kind of sepia colors, something that takes place in 1978, a true event. And the note was like, nobody's going to want to watch that. And our characters were kids in that, and obviously they're adults and the rest of it. It's like, you're misleading your audience. They're going to think it's a period piece and a show about kids. Change all of the all of the first scene, which we did.
Yeah.
Because you have to trust that experience with, the platform, with your buyer. And you have to kind of go, okay, that's a note.
Fantastic.
In terms
Yeah.
of these 4 minutes, if I may say, just quick, in terms, when going back to pitching and getting these ideas through, you get a script, which is like very good script. Do you have time to go through whole the script? Don't get me wrong on this. Everybody says, don't worry, I will read it through. But what we are finding now, especially from this retreat, even after 20 years, we were asked always, the title is very important. The title is so important, people, to get it right, because title is the first one who is going to catch somebody's eye. You wouldn't believe how much of the semi-commission is done just reading the title. The second thing is a taster. Do like minute and a half, 2 minutes, a small video taster presentation, teaser, whatever you're going to call it. Seeing is believing, unfortunately, is these days. Not reading is believing. It will come to it, but it is not the phase one. Whatever you do, make a taster. If you say, okay, I'm going to do a drama, it's going to be scripted, or it's going to be something unscripted, obviously I didn't film everything. Get a couple of stills, get a couple of headlines. Is it whatever it's going to be? It is true story, this and this, just hidden with the bullet points, what you and your story is all about. Give them 2 minutes attention. That they're going to say, part 3, I'm not going to the script yet. I'm going to the short synopsis that you wrote about the program. And then you invited, you read the script, and you move forward. I'm telling you, seriously, after all these years, the headline, I'll give you, if I may, just a quick example.
Yes.
We did, back in time, the series, as I call it, Usual Suspects, for Nat Geo called The Truth Behind. So it was truth behind the crystal skulls, truth behind King Arthur, Bermuda Triangle, UFOs, as you know. So all these Usual Suspects. So we finished the series for Nat Geo's, and it came that Sam Brooks, which is actress Mel Brooks' son, Sam Brooks, which is his son, we got in touch with him as a talent. That's another very important thing. If you have talent to touch, it does work. He is the writer of a Zombies book. And they said, how about we make now the truth behind zombies? Okay, so this is an example that I'm trying to say that there's nothing is impossible. Really, nothing is impossible. And I thought that was a joke at the beginning. And I said, zombies, it's not something like you go to the archive. Oh, let's see zombies from 1974. Or let's see what are the zombies' most famous premier players are, whatever. So obviously, I'm not saying they don't exist, so I don't want to disagree with part of the audience. But anyway, so we started to say how we are going to make a program based on one single very good author and celebrity who is writing about zombies and make the truth behind the zombies. Where do you start? And I was literally picking up the phone, calling somebody, as you know, the Americans love zombies and, zombie stories. And I was just like, there is like Zombie Weekly, Zombie Daily, we and zombies, we are alive, trust, believe in ourselves, we rock, or we zombie, or whatever it is. So, you know what, and then it's like you pick up the phone because they don't have emails. Zombies don't write, if you didn't know. So, but they still have the phones, they can talk. And, I pick up the phone and, I said, you know what, we are making, I don't know, it's like, I was funny to myself and embarrassing. So we are making the Truth Behind Zombies program. Would you be interested to participate? And it was like 3 seconds, pause. I said, this guy is just collecting all the bad words to tell me. He said, finally somebody believes in me. From there on, we made the program. It was about cannibalism. It was about zombies, about all the stories. So it is just everything is possible. Think about title. Think about the taster.